welcome to the channel and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League. This is our Saturday multi-class championship. Now, I have been away. I've been sat on my own private island somewhere off out in the Med, and not going to tell you the exact location, don't want you all popping down there. So I'm playing catch up. I've been down there for a couple of weeks playing catch up, so I'm not 100% sure what round we're at, and I think things have changed anyway since the update. So we are now on the new track that was added recently, which is the Eigernorwand in Switzerland. And yeah, only a short track. I think this one's been in GT7 before. I can't remember which version it was, but anyway, we'll crack on with it. I haven't got the standing, so apologies for that. I will get organised for next week. This is actually a week behind this race. This should have been... Thank you, Ruthless. He just let me know that he can hear me and everything's okay. I've got a new mic and it's playing up. Yeah, so this one should have been broadcast last week, but as I say, I was off on my private island, so I'm doing it this week. This week's race has had to be postponed due to various reasons I'm not privy to. So that will be run at the end of the season, so we'll be back on track for next week. Anyway, enough of all of that. Let's crack on with this race, which is what you're here to see. As I say, we're at the new track, Eigernorwand in Switzerland. I believe this is the short track. It's only 1.5 miles long, but there are 11 turns on it. So yeah, we'll have a look at that as we go along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run down the order and on the grid. So this is after qualifying. Remember, this is the Group 3 and Group 4 cars, or GR3, GR4, however you want to say it. Cars on track at the same time, so this one should be fun. I vaguely remember this track, and it's a bit of a technical one, so we shall see how we get on. But anyway, Grasshopper is on pole position, Derg is in second, Unforgiven is third. Oh, I've just been told there was no qualifying for this race, so we've just dropped everybody wherever they fall. That's the grid position. Vicar, that's a new one to me, Vicar, so good to see you with us. New name, be interested to see how you get on. But Vicar is 4th, Toten is 5th, Paul is 6th, the Big Mac 7th, Nath is 8th, Molepiece 9th, Peter is 10th, and Brian Moncani is 11th. So back up to the top. Let's get the right camera angle and we will get this race started. There's a rolling start. I've just been told the grid positions are done on championship standing. See, it just shows how much you drop out of the loop when you go away for a couple of weeks. You forget everything. So anyway, we're away, and Grasshopper takes us through the first couple of turns. This is quite a tricky section. It's a bit of a right, a left, a right, a left. So turns 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Just to get the tyres warmed up. So we'll have a look down the order as Grasshopper takes us down the hill, being pursued by Derg there. Unforgiven getting a bit out of shape. Oh, and Unforgiven has definitely got out of shape. Let's just follow Unforgiven as we take this turn, and well, he's okay at the minute. All good so far. I don't think there was a nudge there. He's not on the grass, or is he? Oh, he may have just clipped the grass as he's coming out of turn 5, which is unlucky for Unforgiven, but he is waiting, making sure everybody can get by. But that is going to put him all the way to the back. So that's not the start that Unforgiven wanted, as we see Brian Moncani trying to challenge Molepiece as he goes up the inside, up the hill, around this right-hander, and Brian gets it done. That's a great move from Brian to move himself up into 9th, Molepiece down in 10th. So we're going to go back up to our race leader, and then we'll go down the order. Grasshopper and just seem to be pulling away. They've opened up quite a gap, haven't they? Already, these two, and looks like they are going to be fighting all the way to the end. We will get used to this track as Toten makes a move on Vicar. Vicar fighting back though, Vicar staying on the inside. Toten going all the way around the long way. Excuse me. Gets himself on the inside this time as we're going around turns 3 and 4. And Toten gets himself in front and manages to hold on to that third position. So Toten on the podium for now. Vicker has dropped back to 4th. He's got Paul chasing him down now in 5th. It's a great shot with all the mountains in the back. I presume that's the Swiss Alps, or supposed to be the Swiss Alps. Isn't that the one on the Toblerone packet? My favourite chocolate, if anybody's interested. If you do want to send me any kind of presents or anything, I do like a bit of Toblerone. Oh, what's happened? So we've got overtaking. Well, I can't see what the problem is there. Everybody seems to be on track. Peter in 6. Oh, Nath making a move up the inside on Peter, and as Nath made it stick, there was a bit of a touch. Let's go back and have a look at this from Peter's point of view. You can see Nath comes up very quickly up the inside. Nath still sticking to the inside. There was a bit of a door bash there. I'm not sure there was anything intentional. But unfortunately, Peter's come off worse as Unforgiven, Brian Mulcahy go through, the Big Mac's gone through. It is all very tight at the minute, but Peter finds himself now down in 10th. So lost quite a few spots from that incident. He's managed to nick one back though. He's got by the Big Mac. As we see Unforgiven and Brian Mulcahy fighting it out for that 7th position. It looked like Nathan's just hit the barrier. We've got the yellow flag waving again. The yellow flags seem to be out. These marshals, maybe they're just swatting flies, I'm not sure. But the yellow flags seem to be out an awful lot. As we see, Nath in 6th position. He's got Brian Mulcahy chasing him down. Is Brian going to make a move before we get to turn 9 and 10? It looks like he is. Brian trying to get himself onto the inside. Nath manages to head that one off. Great to see Nath having a good old battle with somebody else in there. It's about time Nath got involved in some of these fights, which is fantastic to see. So Nath managing to hold on to that 6th position. Brian can't do anything about it at the minute. He's having a bit of a look at the inside, but no, Nath cuts that one off and slams the door shut on Brian. All the time this is allowing Peter to catch up, and Peter's now making a move on Brian. Peter's having to go the long way round if he wants it. Oh, Brian just clipped Nath there, but Nath has managed to keep it facing the right direction. Peter's gone through. Peter now putting a challenge in on Nath. We'll stay with these guys just for another minute or so. I just want to see if Nath can get through. Peter can get through. He is on the inside. It looks like he's gone into 6th position. He has. So Peter moved up into 6th. Took that spot away from Nath. Nath still fighting off Brian Mulcahy and the Big Mac. The Big Mac's decided to come and join this little party as well. He's got his nose in front of Brian. It's all happening there. Let's have a look. Up at the top, remember these are the GR3s and GR4s, so that little battle there was probably involving the 3s and 4s. It looks like Grasshopper is now pulling away. Excuse me. I think I need a swig or something. Grasshopper definitely pulling away. He's opened up a gap back to Derg. Derg has picked up a penalty, so he's obviously had a bit of an incident somewhere. Toten in 3rd. He is catching. It looks like he's catching Derg, and he'll catch even more when Derg serves that penalty. Hi to Racing Dynasty. Good to have you with us this morning. Sorry it is early. As I say, I'm playing catch up. Remember, if you do like this content and you haven't already subscribed, if you could do so, I would really appreciate that. And thank you to everybody that has already subscribed. We are 2 away from the magic 100, so anybody that's not subscribed, if you could help me out, I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. So good morning to everybody watching, Racing Dynasty included in that, as we're watching Toten trying to catch up to the back of Derg. Paul in 4th, sitting very comfortably, all on his own. under no pressure whatsoever. Vicar in 5th. Then we've got Peter in 6th, Unforgiven in 7th. We'll try and find you a battle so we can have a look and see what it's like from a driver's point of view. Mulpeace in 8th, the Big Mac 9th, Brian Moncani in 10th, and Nath dropped down to 11th. And having a bit of a slide as he goes around turn 3 and into turn 4, trying to hug that inside line, then across to take the inside line on turn 5 as well. For those of you who do remember this track from a previous GT7, let me know if it is the one I'm thinking of. I can't remember it. Well, I can remember it. I remember a track at Eigernorwand. I can't remember if it was this actual one. So Grasshopper out in front with Derg has dropped behind. So let's go on board with Derg and see what it's like. So Derg has definitely caught up with Grasshopper. So whether Grasshopper has had a bit of an incident, I'm not sure. He's doing everything in that Corvette, isn't he, to keep Derg behind him. Derg just trying to keep it nice and steady. Oh, you don't want to take too much of that grass, Derg. Not up here anyway. Fantastic circuit for this. Oh, I won't be going easy on you, Derg. If you make a mistake, I'm going to be watching. Although, putting in a fantastic fight at the minute. Grasshopper just struggling to keep Derg behind. Derg having a look up the inside. He can't quite get done there. Let's come out and watch these guys in real time having a fight. Derg just having to drop off a little bit. Wow, you don't want to be going off there, do you? That's a hell of a drop down there on the left and right. This fight is allowing Toten to catch up. So Toten now creeping up to the back of Derg. We know how quick Toten is. He has won quite a few of these races. So Toten is definitely going to be a threat if he can get onto the back of Derg and Grasshopper. Dropping down to 4th, Paul in the Lexus. Having a bit of a lonely race. I'm sure he won't mind that. If he can hold on to that 4th position. Then we've got a bit of a gap then back to Vicar in another Corvette in 5th. He's having another lonely race as well. And then a massive gap back to Unforgiven in the Galaxy BMW. I do like a bit of Galaxy as well. So again, if anybody would like to send me any chocolates, definitely a chocolate theme going on here. Peter in 7th, Mulpeace, the Big Mac. Now we're starting to get the blue flags being waved. So this is where it starts to get interesting as the Group 3 cars start creeping up. You see Grasshopper and Derg. Oh, and they just managed to get through, or did they? Let's have a look. I thought it was Derg that went off. It was just, let's just go back and see it from, oh, I want to see it from Derg's point of view. I'll get the camera right in a minute. I do apologise. They're coming up to the back markers, the GR4 cars. Grasshopper goes through. Derg tries to follow him, and he's ended up kissing barrier. Now let's have a closer look at this. Now, was there a little bit of a nudge from one of the back markers? It might have been Brian or the Big Mac. Nothing intentional, obviously. No, I don't think there was. I don't think there was any contact. I think Derg just lost it as he goes into, what is it, turn 11, and that has spoiled the fight that he was having with Grasshopper. Toten goes through, and then he's now got to get past Nath. So Nath will have the blue. Oh, what a big slide from Nath. He's trying to drift his way around this track. Oh, and dirty tyres. He's on the marbles, and he is in all sorts of trouble. It looks like the Big Mac's had a bit of a moment as well. Let's go back and see what happened to the Big Mac. So the Big Mac into turn 1. And is he just getting on the power? He's just getting on the power too quickly, and well, he's there somewhere. There he is. so it is all kicking off now. We're on lap 9. We're only 10 minutes into this race, and already it is kicking off. This is what we want to see, but it's not what the guys want to see on track. They want nice clean races. We want nice clean races, of course we all do, but we love to see a bit of excitement, don't we? We love to see the cars going sideways and having a bit of a bump and a bash with each other. But now it is Grasshopper out in front as he was before, but he has got Toten for company and not Derg. Derg has managed to drop himself all the way down. He's still in third, but he is way off the pace now. We've got another yellow flag. We don't know what for. They keep waving these yellow flags all over the place. Now Toten, as I say, we do know Toten's quick. He has won many of these races. He won the championship last year in the Group 1 cars when we did the multi-class for that. So we know Toten is quick. He had a good win on Sunday. Oh, and as I say that, it's the commentator's curse, and Toten has a big old kiss with Barrier. Let us just go back and have a look and see what's happened to Toten. That's my fault, I'm sure. I was just saying how fantastic he is, how good he is. He's putting in the challenge on Grasshopper. He's trying to put the pressure on. And as we're going around turn 3 into 4 on the grass, and I think that was the same as what Unforgiven did, same position, and there we go. Toten face planted the barrier, and that has allowed Grasshopper to get away. And I'm sure Grasshopper has had a big sigh of relief when he looked in his mirror and seen that Toten had hit that barrier. So Toten has got it all to do again. Damage at the front. I've said it many times, these cars fitted with this nanobot technology, and they are self-repairing. It does take about 30 seconds, 30-40 seconds. Never actually timed it, I'm having a guess, but there you can see Toten's car fully repaired and back up and running. Derg still in third, trying to make his way by a few of the Group 4 cars. Paul doing the same. He just gets by Nath, who's sitting in 11th. So Paul in 4th. Then quite a gap then back to Vicar. Vicar, it looks like he's coming into the pit. I didn't mention the tyres, perhaps I should have done, but the softs and mediums do have to be used in each race. So Vicar is the first one to pull the trigger on the tyre change, and he is coming off the softs and going on to the mediums. I presume we shall see. In fact, we should have a rundown of the tyre situation. So Grasshopper is out on the softs, as is Toten. Excuse me, Derg also. Paul. In fact, I'm just going to keep going until I find somebody who's not on the softs, shall I? Well, there you go. Everybody's on the softs. So I do believe that mediums do have to be used, and Vicar's in the pit a long time. Is he back out? No, he's still in the pit. That is a long pit stop. Maybe he got lost on the way, I don't know, but he is now out, and he is on the medium tyres, so he's the first one to get out there on the medium tyres. Paul coming up behind him. Paul manages to get by safely. No dramas there for Paul, although I'm sure when he saw Vicar coming out of that pit lane on the exit, he had a bit of a twitch. So back up, let's have a look and see what's happening up at the front. Grasshopper out in front, as he has been since the start of this race. Toten in second, still in second. He is making a bit of ground up on Grasshopper again. Remember, he was right up his backside until he had that kiss with the barrier, which has knocked him back. So Toten doing his level best to get up there. Looks like Unforgiven has come into the pits as well now, so he's decided he's had enough of the soft tyres, or they've just worn out. It may be a fuel situation, because if you look at the bottom left, you can see Toten's fuel light is flashing, so he's going to have to come in. Grasshopper has really looked after his fuel. Let's have a look. Derg, he is also going to have to come in, so I think Grasshopper has got his tactics right on this one. Paul definitely been fuel saving, so he can go a little bit further into this race. I think it's more likely the tyres that's going to pack up. Now then, I just missed that bit while I was looking at the fuel, so let's just go back and have a look as Paul tries to get by Brian, who is currently sitting in 7th. Now, was there a bit of an incident just here? Oh, it was Peter, I think it was Peter, no, Vicar that nearly ran into Paul, but no damage done. So Paul just trying to make his way past these Group 4 cars, manages to do so as we go into turn 1. Then we've got Vicar in 7th, Brian Moncani in 8th. So let's go on board with Brian, shall we, as we have a look and see what's going up ahead. Toten has now decided to come into the pits. I think fuel dictated that. These guys really pushing the track limits, going across the grass as we're following along with Brian. Oh, he's gone very wide and got himself out onto the marbles. Oh, he's coming into the pits, that's why. Sorry, Brian. And you've got to, yeah, I did think you went wide. Derg's in, Toten's in, Grasshopper still out. So Grasshopper really opening up a commanding lead now. He's okay for fuel, his tyres, well, he's going to need to change them in the next lap or two, but I think he'll also need to come in for fuel. But Grasshopper has played an absolute blinder on this first part of the race. He's out there and he is still going. It is Paul that is in 2nd, and if we have a look at the map at the top right, the little red triangle, excuse me, the little red triangle is Paul, and if we go up to the next one is Grasshopper. So there is a massive gap. We are probably looking, I don't know, I can't see the timings, we're probably looking at anything from 20 odd seconds gap from Grasshopper back to Paul. So let's have a look. Yeah, the red, the fuel light's flashing for Grasshopper. So he's going to be coming in very shortly. Paul is in. Paul was in 2nd. Toten, he's been in. He's now on the racing mediums and he is back out. Now, the length of the pit stops, that is definitely going to allow Toten to retake that 2nd position. The big question is, can he get any closer to Grasshopper and can he take that number 1 spot away from him? I don't think he can. I think the gap is too big between Toten and Grasshopper. You can see Toten's moved up into 2nd. Derg is now in 3rd. So all eyes are going to be on Grasshopper as he comes into the pit. So this is the big one. Grasshopper into the pits. Remember, it is a hell of a long stop. So whereabouts is Toten? He is about half a track away. So I don't think Toten is going to get close enough to take that lead position away from Grasshopper. I think Grasshopper can get the pit stop done and out again before Toten catches up with him. Derg in 3rd, just going by Nathan there. Paul in 4th. Now it looks like Paul has come in and put a fresh set of soft tyres on, so maybe Paul has got different tactics. He may be looking at a 2-stop for Paul, whereas the rest of the guys are doing a 1. So Grasshopper back out, comes out just ahead of Unforgiven. So that's going to help him as well. He's not going to get held up by anybody in the GR4 car. So Grasshopper back out in front. Toten a lot closer. He can just about see. Ooh, as Toten gets a little bit twitchy as we come out of turn 11 and across the start finish line. We are now at just over 18 minutes, so just under 12 minutes of this race left. So Toten in 2nd, Derg in 3rd, so we are back to where we were not that long ago with Grasshopper leading. Toten, then Derg, Paul in 4th, Vicar in 5th. A lot of people have done their stops now. Unforgiven, he's also out on the mediums. Nath will need to come in. He has been looking after his fuel, not looking after the front end of that Ferrari. There is a few dents and scrapes on it. I'm sure the mechanics will be furious with Nath. He's going to cause them a lot of work ready for the next race, but Nath is definitely going to have to come in because the tyres are about gone. I believe with the update, and I've not managed to have a race myself since the update, but I've been told that the tyre situation has been sorted and you literally can't race on red tyres. no grip at all. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Glad if they have sorted it. As we follow an 8th round, he's definitely going to have to come in at the end of this lap. Peter in 8th in the other Ferrari. He's on the mediums. I will get to understand who is actually winning the Group 4 race, and I think it may be Unforgiven. I think it may be Unforgiven that is actually winning the GR4 race. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. I'm looking for the numbers on his car, and I believe the GR4 cars have got blue numbers, although Unforgiven has totally ignored any of that, and he's just put a standard Ultimate Racing League number banner on. But he is the boss, so we will forgive him that one. So Nathan to the pits, Brian Moncani in 9th. Oh, Alex, oh no, I've just been told that Alex is a GR3, so he's not in the lead of the GR4 cars. Oh, I'm all confused with these things. I think we need to have a big GR3 and a big GR4 written on the roof. Makes things a lot easier for me. Molepiece down in 9th. It's all getting very lonely for some of the guys out there now. There's no real racing to be had. Although Toten has managed to take the lead. Now I missed that one, so let's just go back and see what's happened. Toten has definitely crept up to the back of Grasshopper. Grasshopper out in front still at this point. We've got a yellow flag. It was Vicar. Oh no! And I think I'm definitely going to go back now, because I think Vicar had a bit of an incident. Now if we look behind Vicar, I'm sure it was Vicar. So Vicar's got himself a bit out of sorts. He's had a spin, and as you see, Grasshopper comes up behind him. Grasshopper's got nowhere to go, and Grasshopper slams into the back of Vicar. You can see there, got nowhere to go. What's Jasper Carrot say? He had to swerve a number of times before he hit him, and that just allowed Toten to go through. Now I'm sure the stewards will be looking at that one, and I'm not sure what they're going to make of that. There was not a lot Vicar could do. He was a passenger in that car as he ricocheted from one to the other and spun round. He was in the middle of the track when he finished spinning, so it wasn't like he pulled into the middle of the track. Grasshopper, unfortunately, nowhere to go, right into the back of him, and now Toten has took off and into the lead. So yes, I'm sure the stewards will look at that one. I'm not really sure what to make of it myself. I don't know if Toten will give him the place back. I don't think he needs to, because Toten didn't do anything wrong. It was just a very unfortunate racing incident. Toten looks like he's having a bit of a fight with that car at the minute. It seems to be trying to get away from him, but he does seem to be struggling with it a little bit. There is a little bit of lag there, but again, the lag is not it's not the driver's fault. So Grasshopper now playing catch up. We're just going to run down the order. Dirk still sitting in 3rd. Paul in 4th. Then we've got Vicar in 5th. Unforgiven 6th. Now is Unforgiven being lapped? He is in. I've been told he's in the GR3 car. Oh, it's Grasshopper. Was that Grasshopper again? It's all happening now, isn't it? It's all kicking off now. Grasshopper may be pushing too hard to try and catch up with. He is. He's really pushing now. Maybe too hard. Oh, he's all over the place, and that's lovely pirouette though. I think we've got to give him a 7.5 for the pirouette, but that's really not helped his cause, having led for most of the race. Now finds himself down in 3rd with Dirk in 2nd. chasing Toten down. Derg, you can see, is coming up to the back of Unforgiven. He needs to try and get by him. Unforgiven currently in 6th. He has been lapped, and I'm sure Unforgiven will excuse me, I'm sure Unforgiven will pull over at the best opportunity. There he does. So Unforgiven moves out of the way and then tries to retake the spot back from Derg as well. So Derg manages to get by Unforgiven and to still into 2nd position. Let's just have a look. Toten, and then yeah, there's quite a gap opened up now, so Toten looks like he's got this one sewn up with about 6.5 minutes to go. So if Toten can just keep it on track, he will have won race 1. Derg in 2nd. Excuse me. With Grasshopper in 3rd, trying to play catch up after that terrible spin earlier on. Unforgiven slams on the brakes just to let Grasshopper go through. Doesn't want to hold them up. So I think the ruling is that the GR4 cars can stay on the racing line, and it's up to the GR3 guys to get by them. As for a Group 3 overtaking a Group 3, then yeah, usual rules apply. You allow the faster guys through, so you move off the racing line, which is exactly what Unforgiven tried to do there, to allow Grasshopper through, to let him get back into this race. Paul out in 4th. He's having none of these shenanigans. He's just having a leisurely drive around the Nordwood, looking at the Swiss Alps as he goes, taking in the view, enjoying his race. Then we've got Vicar in 5th. First time I've seen Vicar on track, and he's doing well. There we go. Commentator's curse again. I'm saying he's doing well as he face plants the wall there. But looking forward to seeing more of Vicar and seeing what he can do. Then we've got Peter in 7. Brian Moncani in 8. Now I'm not sure if Peter or Pete R is new as well, from Belgium. There was another Peter, but I'm sure he was from somewhere else, Hungary or Croatia or something like that. So Pete R from Belgium, I think he is new, so welcome. He's just in front of his countryman Brian Moncani. Brian, a regular with the Ultimate Racing League, a very quick driver is Brian Moncani, very competitive. Struggling a little bit at the minute in 8th. Molepiece down in 9th. Then we've got the Big Mac and Nath in the Ferrari in 11th. So back up to our race leader with 4 minutes of this race to go. Toten out in front. Been a very scrappy, hard fought race, but Toten has managed to get himself in front and open up quite a good lead. Derg in 2nd after things have settled down, and Grasshopper in 3rd. He's had a bit of an up and down race as Grasshopper, although he is catching on to the back of Derg, so this could get exciting towards the end of this race as Grasshopper tries to chase Derg down. I think it will definitely be these 3 on the podium, but what position they are on the podium remains to be seen. The Corvettes are very, very close, and as Grasshopper actually took off there, and you could see some air underneath the car. We know the Corvette is very, very quick in a straight line. Derg in the Lexus. Seems to be the only car he's driven this season. He uses it on a Sunday, he's using it on a Saturday. So Derg should be really used to that car by now. And at the minute, he's got some defending to do from Grasshopper, who is just creeping into view. Paul still in 4th, then Unforgiven in 5th. Oh, are these two having a bit of a fight? No, Unforgiven into the pits. He's got damage at the front, damage at the back, and he's about out of fuel, so he's coming in for a quick repair, a splash of fuel, maybe a change of tyres, we shall see. Vicar in 6. Now he looks to be going quite slowly actually, so has he got a problem? Has Vicar got a problem? He is definitely going slowly. Let's come on board with Vicar. Oh, he's coming into the pits. Oh, he's out of fuel. Vicar has run out of fuel. It happens to the best of us, Vicar, so don't feel bad, but yeah, it's not what you want. So Vicar actually ran out of fuel. That's why he was going so slowly. As Brian Moncani allows Derg and Toten through. Excuse me again. The Maltese down in 9th, then we've got the Big Mac and then Nath. So let's just have a look. So Toten with about, we're just coming up to the last minute. Toten has definitely got enough fuel and tyre wear left to make it to the end of the race, so there's only Toten can lose this race for himself. Dirk still in 2nd, he should be okay for fuel. Then we've got Grasshopper in 3rd. There is a back marker in front of him though. I think Dirk's got by, but Grasshopper will have to, let's have a look and see who it is. It's Brian Moncani. Brian Moncani's got a penalty as well. That'll help Grasshopper get by. So Grasshopper's still in 3rd. Then we've got Paul, Unforgiven. Pete R. Hope you don't mind me calling you Peter, but it is Pete R. In 6th, Brian Moncani 7th, Vicar 8th, Maltese, Nate and the Big Mac. So back up to our race leader. We are approaching the end of the race, so this will be the last lap. So I'm going to try and see who. Oh, and that's Dirk. What's happened to Dirk? Oh, pressing the wrong buttons again. So Dirk in 2nd. Now, did he have an accident or the fuel light is flashing? But I think he's got enough fuel. Well, he's stopped. Has he had enough? I think, has he had enough? I don't know. He has. Right, so let's go back and catch up with everybody as they cross the line. So, as they approach the line, Grasshopper is going to finish in 2nd. So Grasshopper finishes 2nd. Dirk, because he stopped, has finished in 3rd. Pete has finished in 6th. Brian Moncani 7th. What was Dirk doing? Dirk's pulled up short so he didn't have to do another lap, and actually allowed Grasshopper to go through, saying he didn't think he had enough for another lap. Well, that's cost him a spot. Still on the podium. Vicar crosses in 8th, Maltese 9. Excuse me, bloody cough. Nath is going to come home in, well, he's 11th. The Big Mac is going to take 10th then. He's just managed to sneak past Nath, these two having a fight to the finish. So the Big Mac coming through. Let me just see where Toten is. So Toten crosses the line to take the win. Bit of a scrappy race, but Toten manages to do it in the end. And then we've got the Big Mac 10th and Nath 11th. So that was race 1 at the new Eigernorwand in Switzerland. We will bring you race 2 very, very shortly, as soon as I can work out what button to press and to end this broadcast. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and I shall catch up with you very